Zoe, roll call, please.
Mrs. Denny?
Here.
Mrs. Ellis?
Here.
Mrs. Essler?
Here.
Mrs. Jones? Mr. Mancinelli? Here. Mrs. Powell?
Here.
Mr. Seesaw?
Here.
Mr. Tinsley?
Here.
Mr. Armour?
Here. Number 2 is approval of minutes from last month's meeting. Motions to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting of May 25th, 2022. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 2.02 is the invoice listing. Motion is to approve the invoice listing for May through June of 2022. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 2.03 Treasurer's Report, Ms. Powell.
As of April 30th, 2022, Pendelco's balance was $35,253,886. During May 2022, local, state, and federal revenues totaled $2,210,432. Disbursements were issued in the amount of $3,673,200. As of May 31st, 2022, Pendelco's current balance is $33,791,117. The motion is to approve the Treasurer's Report for May 2022. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 2.04 is Budget Transfer Report. Motion is to approve the Budget Transfer Report from May through June of 2022. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Tonight there is no DCIU report. We'll move right on to number 4. Tonight's Superintendent Report by Dr. Snow.
Thank you, Mr. Armour. Please, the board, I'd like to conduct my superintendent's report from the floor again, and we'll go through that in just a few moments. But I'm very happy tonight to announce that we have yet again another record-setting year with our wonderful students in Pendelco School District who showed us just how fantastic they are at writing, at language arts, at creativity, at communication, and representing Pendelco very well as the latest winners of the Nicholas Spinato Young Author Award winners. I've had the opportunity to speak at the award luncheon that they have at times for this project, and when we recognize students, one of the things I've often said is it's just amazing that we have product here, we have stories that never existed before the project began. And it came from the wonderful minds, from the incredible intelligence of some of our best writers that are here today. And I love the fact that we have meetings where we can turn our attention back to students. I'm very pleased this evening to yield some time to Dr. Merrick, our language arts and elementary supervisor, who's going to tell us a little bit more about the Nicholas Spinato Young Authors Project Award winners, and we want to recognize the students for what they did and their accomplishments as being some of the best young authors in all of Delaware County. Mrs. Merrick.
Thank you, Dr. Steinhoff. So as not only Pendelco's curriculum supervisor, but also as president of KSLA Delaware County, it is truly an honor to recognize our district's 29 winners of the 44th annual Nicholas Spinato Young Authors Project. Congratulations to our winners. Each of you are among a very select and elite group of writers. Begun in 1979 by the Delaware County Reading Council and the Delaware County Intermediate Unit, this project has had a favorable impact in fostering children's interest in writing and enhancing writing abilities. For the past 44 years, thousands of students in grades 1 through 8 have taken pen, and now computer, to paper to express themselves through the written word, using imagination and passion to create writing pieces that deserve to be read. In the spring of each year, Delaware County public and non-public schools are invited to submit their pupils' best entries for final judging by members of the Delaware County Literacy Council. Entries are judged on the basis of focus, content, organization, and style. Congratulations to our young authors. The ability to weave a story worth reading is a skill that will carry you far in life. Thank you for sharing your thoughts and feelings. Keeping writing your stories, the world is a better place with your written word. You are a published author, a part of an elite group. The Young Authors Book is a publication filled with pieces of writing about penguins, T-Rexes, and if sports are a little too intense. We travel back in time to World War II, and we solve a few mysteries, including what is hiding under my bed. So this book allows each of us to spend a few minutes living in the hearts and minds of each of our talented writers. Thank you to your dedicated teachers and proud families who support our fabulous authors. Without you, this recognition would not be possible. Toni Morrison once wrote, "If there's a book that you want to read but hasn't been written yet, then you must write it." Continue to write your stories so that we can all continue to enjoy them. Please come up to the front when you hear your name to be recognized. Our lovely EL specialist, Mrs. Dever, is going to help me hand out the certificates. Because the meeting is in attendance after the end of the school year, we know that several of our winners were not able to attend this evening, but I'd still like to recognize each one of our winners. But when I call you, those who are present, please come up. Mrs. Dever will hand you your certificate, and we'll just have you line up front there. Massimo Alvaretto for Hiding Under My Bed. Shannon Brady for What is Under the Bed. Haley Campbell for Dirt Bike Disaster. Bohan Chen for Honeybees and Elephants. John Michael Crosby for My Trip to Great Wolf Lodge. Callie Sinzisqui for Cupcakes Got Stolen. Nathan Ford for The Gorilla and the Three Witches. Max Gallagher, Penguin Expert. Emily Guzzo for Locked Away. Madeline Gentili for Brat Cats. Nora Hain for My Cat. Zyden Harris for Sharky's Secrets. Kelly Hazlett for The Backstage. Rebecca Kusin for My Magical Snowman. Landa Kaczynski for Not So Shallow Water. Philip Pavlikov for The Thief. Dominic Parato Castragon for The Sinking Problem. Anthony Prezzuso for What Does Freedom Mean? Brooklyn Pyatt for Tayana. Sophia Ralding for The Jungle. Mikey Rataco for Basketball Olympics. Sophia Shevkop for Friends. Marlon Singleton for Leaving Dents in the Concrete. Sophia Walsh for Two Kids and the Sky. Lindsay Mae Wetzel, My Favorite Memory. Alvia Wilcox for Quintessential. Kiara Wilkerson for Are You Sports Too Intense? Avery Wright with one of my favorites, My Favorite Candy. Zion Zhang for Let's Keep On Rapping. So as Dr. Steinhoff mentioned, we had 29 winners across the district, which is a record, or one of our records, for the amount of our students that are recognized for this award. So amongst hundreds of different entries, we have 29 amazing, shining writers. So congratulations.
writers, Dr. Murray and I couldn't remember, was this the most we've ever recognized? And we think it is. We think this is the most that we have ever recognized out of the entire Delaware County, to have this many young authors really recognized for being fantastic at telling stories and writing these stories for us to read. We have a book, a collection of all of the young author winners that's in the district office in the main lobby. So anybody who comes in to learn about our district and wants to sit down and read your story has the ability to do that and read that story. So fantastic. Does anybody want to tell us anything at all about your story? No one ever does. No one ever does. So it was a kind of a test. Anything, Callie? Anything about your story? What was your story about?
It was about the first, I was at my first dance competition backstage, about to go on.
Okay. And excited, mysterious,
Excited, nervous.
fantastic. Well, I'm going to read that story. I promise you. Great job. Thank you. So we're going to rearrange it just a little bit. And we're going to put the tall people in the back. We're going to slide some of the folks right in the second piece. We're going to do one more picture. We're going to slide the guys in the back, second row. A little bit more. One around. Okay. And let's see. Put you right here in the middle. We're missing our photographer tonight. He normally does all this great work. And then we're going to slide the whole group. Okay. You're going to take 2 steps to the left. Got it? 1, 2. Give me 2 more steps to the left. All right.
And then you got to smush in more. Hi again. Right here. Okay.
It's impressive.
Are we ready, ladies and gentlemen? Smile. All right. Way to go. Great job.
Round of applause for our winners. The boys and girls keep writing this summer, and we're going to let you guys head off. You don't have to stay for the rest of this fascinating, stimulating meeting. You can head out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here tonight.
Stay close, girl. It's going to be a lot of people. Thank you.
Good job, buddy.
That's not fair.
Sorry for that.
We like when the madness comes. It's happy.
Congratulations.
It's happy, good stuff. Somebody's blushing.
Don't point it.
Congratulations.
Adrian, nice job. That might be a first for us. No, I don't know. We have awards from the young. It's fantastic.
Thank you, Dr. Simon.
Yep. So thank you for that opportunity to recognize these wonderful students. It's one of our better meetings every month when we have a chance to get the students out here and show you the next great authors that are coming through Pendelco. I'd like to point out, as we're wrapping up this year and we look forward to the next school year, we want to welcome applicants to our professional family. So we're taking the opportunity during this board meeting to point out that Pendelco is hiring. We have opportunities in our cafeteria, paraeducators, clerical. We have opportunities in facilities, and certainly opportunities for aspiring teachers who want to come to a fantastic school district. We encourage people who are interested in looking for work and want to work for a field where you can make a difference in kids' lives. We certainly encourage people to go to our website, PDSD.org, and look at the many opportunities and be considered to work for a wonderful employer. The renovation at Sun Valley, is continuing to go very well. You'll see on the right-hand side, that's the back side of Sun Valley. That is the extension to our instrumental music room as well as our choral arts room. It's amazing what what appears to be a little bit of additional space can be in real life when you look at it on plans, when you're actually in the room, and you see how we actually added so much square footage to be able to expand the needs of those programs. So that program is on the back side of the school. A lot of people see that when they're going back to our fields, wondering what's happening or what's happening as part of our renovation of the music room and the choral arts. On the left-hand side, you might not recognize this. This is the A wing. People always think of this as the old Rossi wing or arts wing. So that's going through demolition right now so that we can rebuild those rooms and get them up to speed with our needs in 2022. We're looking forward to having the A wing fully renovated like our other wings as well. It'll be fresh, it'll be bright, it'll be brand new when students come back in September to enjoy those art rooms and some of our other expressive arts needs that we have in that wing. Congratulations to our graduates. I want to thank all of our school board members who were in attendance. It was such a great night. I heard nothing really but very positive feedback from parents and guests that were in attendance. I think it reflected the fact that we had just outstanding class of graduates this year, this class of 2022. As I mentioned in my speech, it felt very special to me. It felt like a group of kids that had just exceptional character. Just really wonderful class. We saw that in their awards night. I think on June 2nd, we saw that when we saw the behavior of our group. We knew that these are young adults who are ready for life, and it really made us feel great about what we did. The achievements of the students, the colleges that they're going to, the trades that they're going into, the careers that they're embarking upon. It makes you feel like we're doing something special, particularly with class of 2022. And everyone who was involved in that particular event, I want to thank them because it was a special night. People left feeling like this was very well done, and it was just great to be a part of the Pendelco family. That is also available now on Pendelco YouTube channel. Yesterday in this room, we had a recognition of our crossing guards. And the crossing guards work for the municipalities, but certainly they have a special relationship with us because they are, in many parts, oftentimes the first faces that some of our students see in the morning. And so they get recognized, particularly by our transportation supervisor. And we also had some of the police chiefs out as well. We want to thank our crossing guards for their commitment to the students in Pendelco. How do we do with reading counts this year? So, COVID didn't put reading counts by the wayside. Our students got right back at it, and we want to recognize our top readers. Over at Aston, Molly Santowski, over 3 million as a school, 34 million words read. Coburn Elementary, Jolene Chin, 5.4 million words as a school, 65 million. Gabrielle Prosper, congratulations to her at Parkside. 3.6 million words as a school, almost 40 million. And Sarah Oliver, 6.1 million words at Panel, an incredible reader. I'm really pleased to see that it continued on at the middle school, that students that found a love and a passion for reading continued to drive that interest. And some of the top readers who were in elementary, you're now seeing them become top readers at the middle school as well. It's a special program. We had some great end-of-the-year events celebrating the school-wide goals being met, and you look at that, we are now into hundreds of millions of words read in this program throughout the course of time since we started it in Pendelco almost 2 decades ago. I wanted to point out that I feel like we have a very special and privileged relationship with the law enforcement officers in this school district. We were at a function at Coburn, and I saw large turnout from the Brookhaven Police Force, and it made me realize, we really do have special relationships with Aston, Parkside, and Brookhaven. So whether it's classroom visits, athletic events, trading card programs, the mock crash, the April shower events, I want to just thank our local police from Aston, Brookhaven, and Parkside for working with the students and really building a very productive and safe community. Annual Hero Bowl, we had mentioned that. That was held on June 2nd. Congratulations to Andrew Komet, Brian McKay, Tom Malenke, and Kevin Maioros for participating in that and representing Sun Valley quite well. point up here, reset, realign, and restart. You know, it's the end of the school year, but it also, for us as administrators, it's time to start thinking about the next school year. And this will really be a theme of ours, because we want to go into the school year really recognizing that COVID is in the rearview mirror. We want students to come back to school not worried about what will this school year look like. Will we be virtual? You know, will we be hybrid? You know, very much feel like that is in the past, but during that period of time, you know, it's important that we get back to some of the things that are critical and that we have to see in our schools, so that our experiences for kids are the ones that we want. So we'll be looking to kind of reset, realign, restart our programs with the kind of enthusiasm and energy that we've always had. Our core mission, we're going to go back and review that again with our staff. Our mission remains. We want students to achieve at least a year's worth of academic growth in a year's time. We want them to succeed at mastering ready-for-life skills. And we also hope that they will excel in the pursuit of a personal interest or talent. Every student should feel that there's something that they are great at doing. And it's our job to partner with parents and families to help students find that passion, to find that interest that they can personally feel good about. And they can say, you know what, I am excellent at, you know, today we saw writers. We have 29 writers who clearly are excellent at being the craft that they work on and developing the writing skills. That is their particular skill. We want to find some skill that all kids can feel excellent at and help to nourish that and help to grow that. We will be focusing again on a portrait of a graduate. So, and remember, there was a lot of wind at the sails of the portrait of a graduate program when we were doing this prior to COVID. It's important for us to go back to it because it's so important. In every lesson, we want to see that one of the 5 C's are being addressed. Right? A lesson should involve some development of collaboration skills, communication skills, creativity, critical thinking, and in character. Really, most of all, it's kind of the heart of it. You know, we want people to say, that's a Pendelco kid. That's a kid from Aston. That's a kid from Brookhaven. That's a kid from Parkside. Wonderful character, service-oriented, kind, gentle, respectful. Those are the type of characteristics that we want to see in our graduates. Tonight, the annual budget will be presented to the board for its approval. It is a $69.3 million budget. The increase is lower than our Act 1 index of 4.1%. We continue to manage our operations with the lowest school district budget in Delaware County. That would not be a big deal if we were the smallest school district in Delaware County, but we no longer are. Primary cost drivers, cyber charter school tuition for sure. In fact, there's an 8% increase in cost, anticipated cost just in that item alone. Increased cost in the DCIU because we have expanded interest in the career and technical education program as well as special education needs. And still, it almost feels like an annual repeat itself kind of address that I'm giving, even more increases in teachers' employer contributions from 34 to 35%. I will note that our debt service payments will be decreasing by about $250,000 as we planned and as we anticipate. I want to thank Mr. Devlin for fine preparation to get another fiscal year annual budget. Also, we'll close by noting we have 2 projects in the works. We are beginning the process of updating our web page and moving to school messengers to ensure that we have a useful school website, useful school app, and more importantly, very timely text messaging features that we can utilize for any type of emergency notification. And also the scholarship student ID program will be in place at the high school, where students will have to scan their ID when they come in to add another level of security presence that we can have at the secondary level. That concludes my address for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Stein. Announcements for the public. Tonight, the board met in executive session to discuss personnel, litigation and personnel. Also, I'd like to take this time to wish Miss Kate Denny a happy birthday tonight. It's her 21st birthday. So, congratulations. Happy birthday. Not very often do we have a board meeting on a board member's birthday. What's that?
Lisa was on a board meeting this year too.
Was it? I missed at least
I
You
know
tell
you
me.
did, and on purpose.
All right. Any comments by members of the board? Seeing none. No items for board information discussion. Any comments by members of the public on agenda items? None. Number 9 starts on page 2, page 3, continues on 4, 5, 6, 7, and ends on page 8. References the PennDOCO budget 2021 through 2022, PennDOCO budget 2022 through 2023, Act 93 plan, PDEA agreement, PDESPA agreement, PDSSPA agreement, and the PA School Code section 1108B. It is administrative recommendation to approve all personnel items as presented. Do I have this motion?
Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Tonight, we're going to use a consent agenda for items 9.05 through 9.26. We will vote separately on 9.03, 9.04, 9.27, and 9.28. With that, I need a motion to approve 9.05 through 9.26. Please note that all solicitation of bids must be approved by us.
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. 9.03 is a 2022-2023 DCIU Consultation Support Agreement, MTSS. Motion is to approve the agreement with the Delaware County Intermediate Unit for consultation support for the principals and direct leaders in MTSS best practices during the 2022-2023 school year as presented. Do I have this motion?
Second.
Questions or comments? Mr. Devlin, roll call on that one, please.
Mrs. Denny,
Yes.
Mrs. Ellis,
Yes.
Mrs. Essler,
No.
Mr. Mancinelli,
Yes.
Mrs. Powell,
Yes.
Mr. Sesack,
Yes.
Mr. Tinsley,
Yes.
Mr. Arnold.
Yes.
7 to 1. Yes.
Motion passes. 9.04 is 2022 to 2023 DCIU Professional Development Agreement, Restorative Practice. Motion is to approve the agreement with the Delaware County Intermediate Unit for restorative practices professional development for Sun Valley High School faculty and administrators during the 2022-2023 school year as presented. Do I have this motion?
Second.
Questions or comments? Mr. Zelli, roll call.
Mrs. Denny,
Yes.
Mrs. Ellis,
Yes.
Mrs. Essler,
No.
Mr. Mancinelli,
Yes.
Mrs. Powell,
Yes.
Mr. Sesack,
Yes.
Mr. Tinsley,
Yes.
Mr. Arnold.
Yes.
7 to 1. Yes.
Motion passes. 9.27 is the final budget for 2022-2023. The proposed final budget for 2022-2023 was adopted on April 27th, 2022, and has been duly advertised for adoption. Motion is to approve the budget for 2022 through 2023 general fund at $69,339,220 and the setting of the tax rate at 18.2329 mils for the 2022-2023 school year. I'm sorry. Yes, school year. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? Mr. Zeppelin?
Mrs. Denny,
Yes.
Mrs. Ellis,
Yes.
Mrs. Essler,
Yes.
Mr. Mancinelli,
Yes.
Mrs. Powell,
Yes.
Mr. Sesack,
Yes.
Mr. Tinsley,
Yes.
Mr. Arnold.
Yes. 9.28 is the election of the school board treasurer. Open the floor to nominations.
I'd like to nominate Ms. M. Colleen Powell.
Second.
Motion to close nominations.
So moved.
Second.
All right, motion is to elect Ms. Colleen Powell to serve as school board treasurer from July 1st, 2022 through June 30th, 2023. Do I have this motion?
So moved. Second.
Questions or comments? You okay with that, Ms. Powell?
Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Any comments by members of the public? It is done. Comments by members of the board? All right, future meetings. Our next meeting, we only have one meeting in July. It tentatively is set for July 20th, 2022. It's the business meeting here at the Service Center. That is subject to change. Correct, Dr. Stein? We're talking about changing that possibly.
We can hold on the point. Admin will be ready on the point. And I think that worked with the calendars of people.
I'll be on the Friday one.
Is that our normal board meeting?
Yes. It will only have
It's
one.
just the one.
All right, motion for adjournment?
Okay, and it's not that long. Mine, I thought normally they say, come on up here.
You just have to state your name and address.
Yeah, I normally, okay. Brooke Shapiro, 3010 Concord Road. I am just looking for a change in policy. If somebody is in, it's my understanding, if somebody's in Northley Middle School and they take a math class ahead, maybe they're in middle school and they take a high school math class, that does not count on their high school transcript. And I believe this is, I haven't been able to find it. I have asked Sun Valley counselors where this is in a policy. I haven't gotten an answer yet. The reason why I'm asking, my son is part of University Scholars, Pennsylvania Leadership Charter School. He went to Aston Elementary. He is now in high school and looking to come back to Pendelco for his junior and senior years. So he has 4 classes that would not count, and I would like them to appear in his transcript because he did the work. He did it at an accelerated pace. So for instance, he took Algebra 1, Geometry, French 1, and Biology, and if he comes back to Pendelco, those items would not show up on his transcript. So I have also reached out to parents and asked them that their kids went to Northley, they took Algebra 1 through Pendelco, the high school class, or the teaching at that level, and it's not on their transcripts either. So I'm wondering if the board would consider making a change to that, because you have an excellent candidate who is looking to come back in the district. Dr. Steinhoff, you talked about like passion and finding that. I've got a student that really is up there as far as academics or service. He's part of Civil Air Patrol. He does a nonprofit for cleats. He acts, he plays sports, and he's looking to come back into the district, and it's a little challenging to tell him, okay, well, these classes aren't going to show up on your transcript. And it is important because he's looking at top tier colleges. So this doesn't just impact him, it would be other students that were at Northley and maybe took Algebra 1 or Biology and were accelerated. I don't believe it shows up on their transcript. They've done the work. It's a state-run class, so I'd like to see it would be nice if the policy would allow these things to show up on their transcripts.
Sure, thank you for that. So stick around after the meeting.
Okay.
I want to get your phone number so that Dr. Kamika and I can follow up with you on this personally.
Sure.
About that unique, your son's situation.
Yes.
But also, it's going to start as an administrative regulation, so there's some work that we have to do now that we have students coming back from cyber schools or from other charter schools.
Right.
Make sure that we have that collaboration and there's some
Right.
articulation between those two.
Right.
So we wouldn't have any board policy specifically on that issue right now. That hasn't come to them.
Okay.
But it's a new point that you're raising. So
Right.
we'll get a better handle on it and bring it back to the board with some
All right.
suggestions.
And thanks for taking my question or
Yep.
comment.
Thank you.
Sure.
Very good.